What's going on, everyone on YouTube? This is NW National back with another video. It's a little tight in my room. I'm moving some stuff around. Last time I made a video. I'm sorry, I'm spacing out. Last time I made a video, I kind of showed some of my better cards, I would say, or not necessarily better cards, just kind of some of the cards that resonate with me more, just because I'm a Seattle guy, so it's more Seattle PC stuff. And I don't know if I explained, so when I moved to London, my sister and I were switching rooms in our parents' house. And so I just had a bunch of my stuff in the bigger room, which is on the other side of the house. And I'm in the smaller room right now. And so when basically I don't like packing and I don't like cleaning stuff, which results in my parents basically just throwing anything wherever. So ever since I got back in May, I've been trying to find I think I definitely talked about it before, my season update stuff, some of my Connor Halliday stuff, and a couple other random cards that I had lying around that weren't in that chest that I showed in a previous video. And so I thought this is a good time to make a video, because I literally just looked in this attic right here, pulled out a box, and literally almost leaped for joy, except for we have slanted ceilings, and yeah, that's how tall the ceilings are. So definitely would have hit my head. Didn't do that, but I'm gonna show some cards because I'm stoked to have these cards here now. So all these cards that I show, oh geez, the glare, previous videos, all these cards I showed, these will go in, and I will definitely make another video of my season update, set update, I like calling them, and then my Connor Halliday's updates. But I just wanted to go and kind of show some of the cards that I had, and yeah, because why not? I'm seeing them for the first time in over a year, so yeah. First one, Bob Gibson auto. I think I got it in a lot when I was younger, and I just have never really found, like, I guess, a person to piece it off to. Torrey Holt patch. Torrey Holt basically lit up the Seahawks every time he played us, and he was just, yeah, he was a top wide receiver. Here's all my Connor Halliday stuff, so I'll leave that for another video. The man, GP, so that's pretty sick. That's 19/75. Chris Sale, I think that's a rookie auto. Yep, rookie auto. Bowman Chrome, sick. Beast Mode, okay, I definitely have one or two more of these, so I'm gonna have to find that. But this is 2012 score, which I kind of like the product. I like that shot of him. I don't know, it's a bit of an action shot, so that's pretty sweet. You saw it in the previous shot. I've got some England ones, England cards. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. This is 2014 World Cup, Brazil. If you know about England in the Brazil World Cup, we didn't make it out of the group stage. So, you know, just because of that and the bad memories I have of that, I might just have to let go of that, because, you know, that was, as well as a nice little refractor of Andrea Pirlo, who's probably one of my favorite non-English, non-Chelsea players. And then the golden boy, Stevie Gerrard. That's my bad attempt at a Scouse accent. Alfred Morris, Funny story about this. I've got a couple other cards. This, I believe, was my first year of playing fantasy football. And then I wanted to kind of do a little something for some of my best performers in the season. So I got some just random cards. And believe it or not, he was one of my best performers. So yeah, Ichiro, serial numbered to 825. Oh, this is kind of one of the ones that scared me a bit. Anthony, don't hate me for this, but I misplaced this, and the video I made must have been a year and a half ago. I'll try and put it up in the cards, but this is just so beautiful. Frank Lampard, soul of the game, 12 of 25 up in that top left corner. Just an absolute gem. Honestly, like my favorite piece to my collection. Chelsea is my favorite team, favorite sports team of all time. If you don't already know, my dad was born and raised in London, and so yeah, Chelsea just kind of became my first love, as people say, for their sporting teams. Already on 6 minutes, so let's hurry this up, Alex. Okay. Triple patch auto of Felix, Robbie Cano, Hisashi Iwakuma, the three main men of kind of the middle 2010 decade. Ichiro, I got that in a lot of 4, but that's really the only one that I wanted. And then this was pretty cool. This guy's like, I guess he's somewhat local to where I am, and then he went to play for Virginia, I believe. But Joe Harris, I'm not gonna lie, I basically kind of bought some of this stuff thinking that he was going to blow up and I could you know, make a pretty penny off some of this stuff, because he was playing with LeBron, and why not, you know? Everyone LeBron plays with is a superstar, right, J.R. Smith? So that stuff is cool. And then I got a nice little Brett Booney piece right there. The jersey, hit him with the jersey. Let's see. Matt Stafford. My auntie was a PhD student at Georgia and doesn't know any football, or American football as they say in England. But she said she might have taught some of the players, because a lot of the players on college campuses just wear all their gear and swag around. So she said she saw a lot of that in some of the classes she was teaching. She just didn't know any of them. This is kind of a nice, cool, weird piece. I got this at my LCS. It's one of those coin cards, which was pretty cool to get. This was actually, I believe, the first jersey card I ever bought, or not bought, but got when I was younger, because when you're young, you don't know any better. You're just spending a couple dollars on those little Topps packs. That you'd like, the best card you'd get back in my day would have been like a Darren Erstad or something like that. But I really liked the Florida team back in the day when they're beasting with Billy Donovan. Al Horford actually was one of my favorite players. So that kind of made me, once the Sonics left Seattle, kind of made me a Hawks and Golden State fan. Trust me, I'm no bandwagon. Well, yeah, you don't have to trust me, but I'm just saying I'm no bandwagon. Was a big fan of like Baron Davis and David Lee. And then I got a cool John Wooden, one of those Leaf, signature cuts. And then this one, this is a funny story. So I really like Dontrell Willis. I loved that high leg kick that he always had. And I used him in, what was it called? MLB 2K5, I think it was, on the PS2. He was one of my favorite players. So I had a lot of his jersey cards and just normal cards, and trying to kind of consolidate just certain things. I thought, let me go out and try and get like a nicer card of him. And this one popped up, and I think this is probably one of the coolest, most underrated sets that you could ever do. It's 2004 SP famous nicknames, and so his says the D Train. If it will focus, come on, camera, phone, the D Train. And then from there, I've been trying to get some more bit by bit, and I got a nice Phil Necro, and his is, you can't really see it, Nuxie. So those are pretty sweet. Let's see what else I got before. That's all. Okay, sick. That's all set update, and that's all Connor Halliday. This one, I made a video on this. I know I did. This guy, his name's John Hamill. He played for the Tacoma Stars, which now is like a semi-pro team. Back then, I think it used to be like a bit of a higher standard, more of like a USL kind of thing. But John is actually one of my mom's coworkers at school, and a pretty good friend. And so I saw it as kind of a little gag thing, because he told me that he always gets people kind of sending him that card asking for an autograph. So I bought one on eBay and thought, oh, I'll you know, have a little laugh with him about that. And then this next one, Eric LeGrand, heard about his story. Basically took a hit and was in a wheelchair. And so I believe this is actually the first kind of the first kind of what's the word? Well, I mean, he was signed, but he's the first non-playing player to get a card like that, is kind of what I'm trying to say. And then I've got this Fred Brown autograph to 10 from Lux. A nice Johnny O. That's kind of weird. I hate how you, like, if you look on the side of a panel, you can see the space where the jersey should be. That bugs me. Johnny Olerud. Jersey bat, jersey to 150. He was, I think, really the only person I ever can think of who wore the helmets while playing in the field. He always wore a fielding helmet. It might be in the picture. No, but that's kinda. That's basically the helmet he would wear while fielding, which I thought was a bit odd. But yeah. And then I've got a pretty sick one. I'll show this one, and then I'll show the other thing that Anthony sent my way, which is way too much, but even now. So this is Passing the Torch from Upper Deck Black, I believe. Black box. Maybe not. Is that Panini? Oh, Panini. Wow, I just missed that. Passing the Torch, Logo Man jersey of Mr. Rainman Sean Kemp on one side, and KD in his Sonics uniform on the other side. So that's pretty sick. And then God, this is still sweet. So it's a Champions Pedigree insert of Oscar, who's now in China, but I always liked him. To me, he was a pretty top-notch attacking mid. And then I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of him anymore. I think he's kind of aged a little too much for my liking, and he's fallen out of the pecking order for center backs. But the captain, Gary Cahill, I when I first started watching him play when he was still at Bolton, I saw him and kind of thought, man, if Chelsea can get this guy, him and John Terry are gonna just light up the Premier League, which funny enough they kind of did, and then it just got to that point where John Terry kind of started aging a little too much and just wasn't as effective, and then I would have said probably the last season to 2 seasons ago, Gary Cahill has just taken a huge dip in his productivity, and in any sport, when you're one of the top players in your position and then you take a drop, it doesn't matter because you're playing against top pros. And so even when you are still a top tier guy, just a little bit of a dip separates you and the rest of the competition in your position. So he's kind of taken a dip in performance and fallen down the pecking order, if you will, on the depth chart. But he's still a top guy and a top player. Anywho, I just wanted to share with all of you the excitement that I had in finding it. I can still feel it inside, and you might be able to hear it in my voice, but I've been trying to look for this for hours, and I would show you my room, but it's a total dive, so I'm not going to do that. But I will be back soon, hopefully with a mail day. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. But for now, it's been your boy, NW National. I'm out. Peace.